Okay, so let's gently begin our warm-up. This morning, my thoughts have turned to healing, excuse me, self-healing, and how that works and what's the story behind it. And so the first thing to know about illness is that it's just an imbalance of energy. So normally speaking, in our human lives, if we try and keep ourselves in balance, if we do our qigong on a daily basis, if we feed ourselves well, if we don't get too emotionally stressed, then our body will generally stay more or less in balance. But the more we stress ourselves, the more, and of course those stress can take many different time frames, and they can take many different shapes and forms. So let's just delve into that for a moment. Stress might be something that happened to you as a child and that you're still allowing to swill around your life as an adult. Stress might be just a boss who's terrible, or a career that you've chosen that just hurts you on a daily basis. The stress might be your children, your partner. It might be the memories left over by your dear departed parents. Stress can be all sorts of different shapes, forms, and sizes. And all of it is difficult for us to live with. So that stress takes our lives out of balance. Let's look for a simple example. Okay, so a simple example would be somebody who carries their backpack or their handbag, with a computer and keys and all sorts of things, always carries it on the same shoulder, year in, year out. And then you look at that person and you'll see one shoulder is naturally lower than the other. A habit has created a change in their bodies. You're not supposed to be lopsided like that. You're supposed to be nice and balanced, because we weren't permanently carrying things on our back every single day of our lives in our 70,000 years ago creation. We were doing much more varied things. 70,000 years ago being the sort of beginning of Homo sapien, I think I have that right. Yeah, so we wouldn't always be carrying on the same shoulder day in and day out. And so you've made your body become lopsided. You've literally, worn your shoulder down. And so that's a stress on your shoulder. By doing the same thing every day, your body has changed. And what would happen there is that from a qi perspective, the energy wouldn't flow so well through the one shoulder than the other, and that might not allow the energy to flow well in your neck and in your back, let's say. And so if the energy isn't flowing as well in your neck and your back, perhaps that's the small intestine channel that runs through your neck might be a little bit blocked. And when the small intestine channel is not functioning very well, perhaps you're not taking up vitamins in the same way from the small intestine channel. And perhaps the qi isn't flowing so well there. And perhaps you find that you have a sort of irritable bowel kind of story building in your life. After about 20 or 30 years of going to work every day, you're thinking, my digestive system doesn't work so well. Perhaps it could just be as simple as the fact that you've changed your whole physique and you've blocked a particular channel day in and day out. So I refer back to the story, which I've mentioned sometimes, J.J. Semple, who has written a marvelous book called The Golden Flower, or The Golden Flower Meditation. It's various different sort of aspects of it, but essentially, if you type Golden Flower Meditation, you'll find J.J. Semple. And he had an accident as a child, skidding along a hallway, he banged his foot into a door, and he thinks that a splinter went deep inside his foot. This is at school, and the school matron didn't take it out properly. And yeah, I'm sorry, I've just got an image of school matrons there as not being very effective people. If I could tell you the story about my school matron, anyway, that's another one. And he reckons that this piece of wood stayed in his body for many years. And he said, he went from being a straight A student and also a great musician to being completely unable to syncopate and having kind of like collapsed through all of his exams. And it was only many, many years later that he discovered, this imbalance in his body. Okay, so let's just slow down a little bit and we'll move into the second part of the exercise. So we have these ideas that things we do in our life, physical, but also emotional, more importantly, emotional, can bring blockages about. So once upon we were healthy and everything was flowing. Now, bad stories, bad injuries, bad relationships, bad. Of course, the word bad is not very helpful, but it's a shorthand we all understand. Has left us in a compromised situation, and our illnesses have arisen. And that's what chronic illness is, years and years of suffering, and then it ends up as a defined problem in the body. So we look for balance. When the illness comes along, the next thing we have to realize about it is that it's actually our friend. We hear so many things about fighting off illnesses, fighting off a cold, Actually, that illness is there. It's like your very best friend having turned up and said to you, "Hey, Jeremy, do you realize you've been carrying your bag on your shoulder for 30 years on the same shoulder, day in and day out? Have you figured that out?" And you say, "Oh, no, I haven't, illness. Thank you for the information." And the illness says to you, "Well, I'll tell you what's happened. This is what's happened in your body. And now you're not very well." You think, "Oh, thank you, illness. That's very kind of you to point it out." So we have to take our illnesses as our teachers. We have to be very thankful for them, learn from them. That's an important aspect, is that once we've understood that everything should be in balance, and once we've understood the message from our friend, the illness, and the message from your friend, the illness, is look inside, study yourself, find out what it is that's gone wrong, and sort it out. And of course, the place we need to look is the subconscious. Well, that's one of the most difficult places of all to look, because how do you look into your own subconscious? Okay, so that is part of our next story. Our next story is what to do about illness. And that's drawing the mind back, staying inside the body, quietening the mind. And that's what we do in this session, is we quieten the mind and we study the inside and we look at the body and we think to ourselves, okay, relax. So the more you bring about this relaxed state inside of you, the more your chi will do the same. The more the chi will start to write the process. So if you continue to bring yourself back to a steady, quiet state, your mind is not chuntering on. When you finally bring yourself back to that steady state, and do it regularly, do it daily, do it 3 times daily, then your mind will start to say, oh, we don't have to be as disturbed as we thought we were. We can relax into this nice, quiet background. And that starts to bring about changes. So first of all, we look for where the problems lie. What are the stories that make you ill? What are the people? Who are the, what are the jobs? What's the stress that has made you ill? And then we settle into this quiet, no mind space and just allow the mind to relax and settle down and be quiet. Because the more you do that, the more the body will heal itself and the more those patterns will start to change. Okay, so let's let this whole thing slowly subside, bit by bit, gently, gently, slowly, slowly. Come to a nice, easy stop. One of the first and key aspects is gathering chi back into the body. Imagine that you can lift this chi up in a vast ball of energy. We have this point at the top of the head, Bai Hui. Imagine you can pour the qi down through Bai Hui. Pour the qi into the center of your head. Draw the qi deep into the center of your chest. And draw the qi deep into the center of your belly. We pause there for a fraction and then let the hands relax. And let the qi flow through the legs back into the earth. Gather again. And pour. Locate the qi deep in the belly. Releasing the hands and letting the qi pour down is also important because we need to energize our legs. Very often, standing qigong can be kind of derailed by the fact that our legs are a bit sore, our back's a bit sore. But what we're really doing is trying to connect the whole body together. Fill the upper dantian, fill the middle energy field, fill the lower energy field, and then connect everything down back into the earth. So we can just do our forward and backward bends, and we'll just look a little bit more into that pouring in a moment. Pouring qi, that is. So let's just lift the hands up again one more time. This time we're just going to stretch up into the blue sky. Nice long stretch. And then we can tip over our arms and our ears and just let the top of the neck bend over. So the body stays straight as we do this part. And now we start to activate the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. Relax down, sink, settle. And the back of the neck goes very soft. The knees stay soft. Great, okay, so we make our first extension gently towards the toes. And then release that stretch. Imagine a line between the roots of your toes. Gently stretch towards that. And release. A line between the insteps. Gently stretch towards that. And release. Back towards the heels in a deep, deep bend. Release and relax, body hangs. Lift the tailbone gently up behind. Push the tailbone softly towards the front of the body. Roll the spine up as we go. Arms and ears engage as one. And that just creates that sort of cantilever effect. Draw up to full height and stretch. Now we do back bends. Let the knees drift forward and let the whole body lean back a little bit. Stretch up and gently back. Stretch up and gently back. Stretch up, gently back. Hands into the blue sky. Let's do some side bends as well. So let's let the left hand side drift down, gently opening on the right. Let the right hand side drift down, gently opening on the left. Down on the left. And down on the right. Stretch the hands up into the blue sky. Let's just allow the hands to gently drift over. So we have stretch up, arms and ears, knees soft, upper back, middle back, lower back, and relax down. So it doesn't matter where you get to, we just gently relax here, take the pressure off the back of the neck. Extend softly towards the toes and release. In line with the roots of our toes and release. Working back towards the insteps and release. Working back towards the heels. Nice deep bend. Release. Relax. Body hangs. Lift the tailbone up behind. Gently push the tailbone towards the front of the body. Roll the spine up bit by bit. Gently stretch up. Drift the knees and hips softly forward as we lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up and back. Stretch up. So let's do the left hand side, gently down, Open the right. Right hand side down. Open on the left. Down on the left. And down on the right. Good. Bring right hand up into the blue sky, stretch. We'll run through this process again, but this time we're just going to do it with our legs straight, see if we get a bit of a hamstring stretch too. Stretching up, head, arms and ears only. Arching into the upper back, middle back, lower back. Sink and relax, let the body hang. Let the back of the neck relax and hang. Keep the legs as straight as you can. And then just shift the weight a tiny bit forward to the toes, just to see if we can get a little extra hamstring stretch there. Good. Extend softly towards the toes and release in line with the roots of our toes. Heading towards the insteps. Stretching back towards the heels. Body relaxes and hangs. Point the tailbone up into the blue sky. Swing the tailbone to the front of the body. Roll the spine up vertebra by vertebra. Arms and ears gently peel up, stretching up into the blue sky. Knees and hips drift forward, you lean back. Up, gently back. Up, gently back. Up, gently back. Hands in the blue sky. Left hand arcs down, right side of the body opens up. Right hand arcs down, left side of the body opens up. To the left. And to the right. Okay, hands up into the blue sky. Last time through. Try again with straight legs if you can. Stretching up. Arms and ears tip over gently. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Allow the body to relax and hang. Back of the neck soft and relaxed. Legs as straight as possible. You could tip the weight a tiny bit forward into your toes and just feel the hamstrings extending and opening. Okay, so first little stretch takes us down in line with our toes. And release. The next is in line with the root of our toes. Release. In line with the insteps, gradually getting a little bit deeper each time. And release. And eventually back to our heels. Nice deep bend. Just go as deep as you can comfortably go on the last bend. And then just relax gently. Let the body hang down. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone toward the front and roll the spine up. Head, arms, and ears gently follow. Stretch up into the blue sky. Drift the knees and hips forward as you lean back. Stretch up, gently back. Up, gently back. Up, and gently back. Good, hands into the blue sky. Left hand drifting down. Right side of the body opens. Right hand drifting down. Open on the left. Down on the left. And down on the right. Good. Stretch the hands into the blue sky. Let's release the hands gently down. So now we're going to look at pouring chi through our bodies once more. We imagine that we can take a ball of chi out of the earth and gently lift it up. This vast ball of energy is perfectly balanced with yin and yang. So now we imagine that we can take this ball and draw it down through Bai Hui on the top of the head. This acupuncture point takes all the chi deep into the center of the brain. And then we move this chi on down through the neck, deep into the center of the chest. This supplies chi to all of the organs. And then we take it down deep into the center of the belly. And this chi supplies chi for the whole of our body. We store it deep in the belly. When we release the hands, we're imagining the chi flowing back down through the legs, sole of the feet, back into the earth. Once more, we become this perfect circuit with chi, lifting up this beautifully balanced energy from heaven and earth and nature. And then we pour it through our body in order to bring ourselves back into balance. Filling the brain, filling the chest and thence to the organs, filling the belly and supporting the whole of the body, and then letting the chi flow, making that connection through the legs into the ground. Once more again, let's gather. Draw this energy through your body. Allow every single cell in the body to benefit as you fill your brain, fill your neck and shoulders. The arms will fill as well as your hands go down. Fill the chest, fill the belly. And then as you relax the hands, it pours down the arms, but also it pours down the legs to your fingertips, to your toe tips. This perfect balance. So if you feel a little bit lightheaded, keep going. Do this 3, 4, 10 times. If you're someone who has low blood pressure, just be very careful with it because it does lower your blood pressure. So it makes you feel more relaxed. It can make you feel too relaxed if you have low blood pressure. Just be careful. Let's gather one more time and bring our hands onto the belly. So we lift up this beautiful ball of chi, draw it up, 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 over the top of the head. Pour it down, let it come down, down, down. We let our hands settle onto the belly. So it doesn't really matter which hand you go. Traditionally, it's left hand onto the belly first for guys, right hand onto the belly first for ladies. But actually, it doesn't really matter. It's whatever feels right to your body today. What has tradition to do with how your body actually feels? So if you find you've got your hands the other way, it doesn't matter. Just go with it. Okay, so when we stand, we try and relax our knees a little bit. We have our tailbone dropping down, at the top of the head gently pushing up. And when we drop Wei-Lu the tailbone down and stretch the head up, we get a nice long straight spine. So we're looking for this lovely straight spine, hands on the belly, knees gently bent. By bending the knees, we get a better flow of chi through the legs. So we're trying to get this chi flowing. Just relax the soles of the feet. Just imagine your soles of the feet. We're looking for a point there called Yong Quan. Okay, so just imagine this, a map of the sole of your foot. If you start at the tip of your middle toe and you move towards the center of the foot, just move to the kind of place where the toe meets the foot and then go over the bump, and you're still on the center line. And when you come down the other side of that bump towards the center of the foot, that's where Yong Quan sits. So as you bend your knees, you'll feel that front third of the foot just pressing much more strongly to the ground. Imagine that whole area opening. Open up Yong Quan, allow the chi to flow up into your body with great ease. Allow the chi from your body to flow back down into the earth with great ease too. So by doing that, we have this lovely flow of chi moving in the legs. So very often when people stand in the standing posture, they get a lot of pain in their legs. Oh, my knees are so sore, my ankles are so sore, my thighs, they shake a lot. Okay, so what we're trying to do is just to gently keep this flow open, get more chi into the body. So by softening the knees and just sinking the weight toward the front of the foot, more chi will flow. But it's not an instantaneous thing. Sometimes it might take you 2, 3, 6 classes before the pain in your feet goes away, before the pain in your knees goes away. But trust the process. Trust me. I was there. I felt it when I first started. 30 something, 35 years ago, who knows how long time, I felt it very badly, and it really was perseverance that got me through. But actually, one day you'll suddenly do your class and think, Jeremy's talking about sore feet. I remember that. Mine don't hurt anymore. Or sore knees or sore back or whatever. Just be patient. Just hang in there. When you feel that you want to, move because of the pain, just give it one more minute. Just say to yourself, okay, I'll move my feet in 1 minute's time. And then just stay with it and try and move your mind away from the pain. We'll refer back to this idea of move your mind away from the pain in a moment. But just let the hands relax down by your sides now. On the palm of your hand, if you curl your middle finger over to touch the palm of the hand, that's pretty much Lao Gong, the energy point on the palm of your hand. Feel that open too. Feel it possible to draw qi in through your hands, deep into the center of your palm, flowing up your arms to your shoulders, flowing down from your shoulders to the middle of the chest, down into the belly. So now we have this qi flowing in through the soles of the feet, moving up the legs to the belly. We have this qi flowing in through the palms of the hands, up the arms, and down through middle dantian into lower dantian. So the last channel we need to open is Bai Hui on top of the head. So imagine on top of the head, the crown of your head, gently opening and able to flow qi down from the blue sky, down into the center of your brain, down into the center of your chest, down into the center of your belly. So the major energy gates are now open in your body. You're connecting out into the qi field. There's an important set of points on your shoulders. So much tension blocks up your shoulders, but just lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Gently roll your shoulders backwards, and then let your shoulders sink down and let the whole body relax with that. We can do that 2 or 3 times. Perhaps do it with a gentle breath as well. So gently breathe in, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll the shoulders backwards. As you breathe out, let the whole thing relax down. Roll shoulders forwards, gently breathe in, lift up. Backwards, breathe out, relax down. Just do a couple more. Gently forwards, breathe in as you lift up. Gently backwards and down as you breathe out. Last time, gently forwards, breathe in as you lift up. Gently backwards, breathe out, down. Gentle breathing. So on top of your shoulders, you have what's called the shoulder well. It's a kind of like a dimple on top of your shoulders, a crater, a cup, sort of a space. You can imagine standing in the shower, very still, and the water gently gathering in that area. That's called your shoulder well. Imagine qi from the shoulder well, relaxing down deep inside your body and going all the way down into your belly. So when we have this qi moving from the palm of our hands, it moves up the center of our arms, center of our shoulders, right up to the top of our shoulder. We've just been relaxing. And then it pours down inside into the middle dantian, deep in the center of your chest. And then it pours down deep into the belly. So we're gathering this energy up from the earth, flowing up all the way to the belly. Gathering this energy in from our hands, from all nature qi around you. It draws up to your shoulders and sinks deep down into your belly. From the heavens above, this qi pours down through Bai Hui, through the upper dantian, into the middle one, and deep down into your belly. So you have these 5 channels gathering qi. But also qi can move in the opposite direction as well. Qi can go back up into the heavens, back down into the earth, out through your hands. So what's happening here is we're bringing the body back into balance. So illness is just imbalance. Illness is really an illusion. The thing that fixes the illusion is a doctor. The doctor says, you have got diabetes, you have got Parkinson's, you've got heart disease, you've got blah, 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 and so on they go. And so their whole job is to diagnose what's going on in your body. But my simple answer to that is that the illusion of pain, the illusion of illness is just imbalance. As soon as you bring about balance, everything can solve itself. So I refer to a lady who I met in Hainan. Sorry, I met in Xi'an. She had been told that she had cancer in her liver. She had cancer in her uterus, I think. She had cancer in her follicles, all the way through. Cancer in every place. And she'd been kind of told that was it. She had no more chance. And so she went to the hospital in Xi'an. Not a hospital, center in Xi'an, Qigong center in Xi'an. And they basically said to her, well, you know, that's what the doctors say about it. But actually, the way we look at it, it's just an imbalance of qi. Emotions in your body have blocked the flow of qi. And now this is what's happening to you. But if you can break down those emotions, if you can change that thought process, then all the qi will flow again. And indeed, that was true. She'd spent maybe 6 months working at it. I don't remember the story exactly, maybe longer, but she had actually healed herself of 3 or 4 different types of cancer. It had taken her a while because the stories that held those cancers in place were rooted very deep inside. But heal them she did. She realized this illusion in the body. It's just an imbalance. So when your friend, the illness, comes to help you, you have to say, thank you for the information you brought to me. And now I'm going to change the balance. The information the doctor has given you can be very strong. This is incurable. This will take a long time to fix. Those kind of stories sit very deeply in our subconscious. Our subconscious hears it. And although our brain can say, oh, it's in balance, I can work with that, the subconscious says, oh no, I've got this information deep inside me now, and I'm hanging on to it tightly. So the first thing you have to do is trust that you have the power to heal your body. I've seen dozens and dozens of people who have made this happen. So easy for them in hindsight. But to begin with, they had to get their heads around this idea. How do I change my mind? How do I dissolve that story? How do I even find out what the story is in the first place? Well, this is what contemplation requires. Sitting quietly, getting into a very still state, and then saying, what is the cause of my illness? An answer will come back to you. You have to be still, steady, and listening to yourself. The first picture, the first thought. Did a picture of your mum flash into your head? Did a picture of an old partner flash into your head? Did the word work instantly flash into your head? We know at a gut level, deep down. Religion. Was it something that a priest told you? Politics. Was it a scary story that upset you? mother, father, lovers, brothers, sisters, children, work, religion, politics. The roots can all be found. Money, fear. The roots are all there. Somewhere there are the roots. We have to look deep at the root, gently extract it. If you've ever done any gardening, you'll know it's easy to cut the top off a dandelion. But it really takes work to get down into the soil, to get below and get the root and pull it out at the root. Dandelions, by the way, fantastic plants, very good for healing cancers and things like that. Anyway, that's just a little aside. So look fondly upon dandelions. But the illnesses, we have to get them out at the root. There is only one way: get in at the root, remove the root, and heal the body. So that's what we use our lovely exercise La Chi for. So we're just in a simple standing stance. If you need to sit, you can sit. If you need to lie down, whatever suits you. So Dr. Pang says that our entire universe is made up of this beautiful flow of qi. In its more basic levels, we talk about yin and yang. It's more of an old-fashioned idea, but basically speaking, your body has this wonderful yang qi flowing through it, and that is flow, that is movement. Yin qi is qi that doesn't want to move so much, and so yin, sluggish qi, is about illness, and yang, bright qi, is about wellness. I mean, that's such a generalization and such a kind of an easy idea, but just imagine sluggish qi that doesn't flow well and other qi that flows really well. And so what we're trying to do is to pull out the root to get the logs away from the river that are blocking the flow of the river. So we think of our beautiful beavers, let's say, that have cut down all those trees and they've laid them across the river, and they've made that into a lovely house. But the water starts to flow all out into the fields around it, and not flowing down the river or being blocked into a huge dam and creating a bit of chaos. And so you'd have to sort of gently persuade the beavers to move on somewhere else and take all the logs out, and then suddenly the river flows again beautifully. So what are the log jams in your life? Where are the log jams? Find the log jams, dig deep into the root of the log jams, pull the roots out, and let the water flow again freely through your life. We use La Chi as a tool for this. We stand in our standing posture. We gently move our hands apart, and then we bring our hands together. So the idea of this gentle flowing movement of the hands is that in its most basic sense, when you move the hands apart, you can make space inside your body. When you bring your hands together again, that fixes everything in perfect working order. So just gently let your hands come apart and imagine opening some space in the body. And then as you bring your hands together, you can imagine healing qi pouring inside. Just move your hands 2 or 3 times like that. Just think about space, perhaps space inside a knee joint, inside a hip joint, space inside an organ, space inside, well, whatever, you get the idea. Gently opening out. You might be getting microscopic. It might be space inside some cells. So we kind of know the idea that cells sometimes cluster together into lumps and become this idea of blockage as cancer, things like that. Perhaps what it is just dissolving all those cells, making space inside them, letting them get good information, and then sending healing qi inside them, and just letting them go back to doing what they used to do. So what about space inside stories? Imagine that the story that you keep on telling yourself that's making you ill is like a blockage in the flow of your life. When we take the hands apart, we can start to dissolve that blockage. And when we bring the hands together, we can start to bring healing deep back into our lives. So it's letting go of an old pattern by creating space and bringing healing qi back inside the body. So when we open the hands, we use the Chinese word kai. Kai means open, but it also means dissolve. It means let go. And when we say Chinese word her means close, but it means bring back, bring, fill, draw back. All sorts of different translations which have escaped me. So this gentle opening idea and this gentle closing idea. Let your hands work away with this, gently dissolving old patterns, old stories as we open, gently bringing back new healing into your life. Let's just say the words a few times, Kai and her. So when we open the hands, when we bring the hands together, Kai is letting go. Is close. There's also hold energy, fill with energy. Kai opens space in your life. Brings healing back deep inside. Just a couple more. So now we're going to forget about closing for a moment or two. We're just going to use Kai to open and keep opening and dissolve and dissolve and dissolve. Pause for a moment and stay open. Soften and dissolve a little further. All of you dissolved into chi, at one with the chi field. Open beyond. Just imagine your whole body in the blue sky. And beyond, out into space. Just imagine you could see our solar system. Just imagine you can see planets and the sun. Let's dissolve even further. Imagine our Milky Way, imagine our universe, imagine our galaxy all around us, the vastness. Millions upon millions of planets, stars. Open out into our universe. Every cell of you dissolved out into the vastness of the universe. All of the ideas of you dissolved into the vastness of the universe. All of the old patterns that held you in place dissolved into the universe. All that is left of you is just your consciousness, open in the whole of the universe. Feel at one with all there is. You are God. God is you. You have always been this amazing universal awareness. We just got trapped into these 3D bodies and this funny life with time and space, this strange story. But now we realize our true universality. We realize our true nature, the absolute awareness of all there is. So this place of unity consciousness is where everything is perfect. And this is what we draw back into our little existence and our little lives. At this extraordinary level of magnification, none of our problems have any reality. So just remind yourself, when you start to come back into your body, why would you bring back the old stories? Why would you need them? Do you really need any of the old stuff now? The old patterns that made you unwell? The old stories you told yourself? The stories you'd taken on from other people? Do you need them anymore? Finally, let go. Finally, let go. Let go and heal yourself. Let go and heal your mind. When you heal your mind, your body will start the healing process itself. So now, here, as the universe, as unity consciousness, as one, we are all connected. There is no difference between us. We are one in the universe. At some stage, we'll have to decant ourselves back into our bodies. But don't bring back the old stories. Make this a chance for you to become new. A new you, refreshed, rebuilt. So in your mind's eye, see our vast universe, and we're going to start to journey gently back into our body using her to bring us back. So from the vastness of the universe, we imagine finding our galaxy. We can find our Milky Way. Find our way to our solar system. And we can spot our beautiful blue planet. We can just pause here for a moment and view our beautiful blue planet. Why not send some waves of love down to Earth, healing as you go? Where needs healing? Who needs healing? What needs healing? Just allow your true love, pure love, to flow down to this beautiful Earth of ours. And so we continue as we move back towards Earth. We can imagine blue sky all around us, moving towards where we are now. Finding our countries, counties, cities, countryside. Eventually finding our workspace and our bodies and pouring chi back into our lives. Whole body filled with fresh chi. Whole body filled with fresh information to heal our bodies. Whole body filled with fresh chi and fresh information, new perfect patterns. Let's just do Kai and her a few more times just to let the body settle in. Feel the whole body open and relaxed. Examine the body inside. Brand new chi, brand new information, brand new software. It's like rewriting the whole program inside your body, copying a whole new operating system into your body to heal it. No more blockages, body open, flowing well, everything perfect. Body filled with chi, light, bright energy throughout the whole body, every system in the body working well. A couple more times. Open, relax, and soften. Rebuild, rebuild, rebuild perfectly. so easily to open into the chi field. So easy for the chi field to penetrate every cell of the body. Let's just go a little bit quieter then. Last two, you can just move your hands in total silence. Eventually we can distill all this chi into a little ball. Why not bring your fingertips together just to lightly touch, creating a tiny little ball, and then let that ball sit on top of your belly. Feel this chi going deep inside. Feel every cell in your body energized by this. But also the information in your body has changed. The information in your subconscious has changed. The information in your conscious mind has changed. The information that flows through the whole of your body has changed. New patterns growing, new awareness, new healing, whole body working well, mind working well, total harmony and balance between mind and body, between body and the chi around you, between the chi field, the information field, and your body. So we can gently bring our hands up and place them in the prayer position in front of our hearts. Just close the feet together, stepping on chi. Bring the feet into the Zheneng Qigong standing posture. Let's close out from here. So all we do is take our hands up in front of the face and then gently over the crown of the head and let the whole body stretch up into the blue sky. Let the hands drift down a little bit. Let your knees soften a little bit. Open up little fingers, ring fingers, middle fingers, and then split this beautiful triangle of chi apart until the hands drift down to shoulder height. At shoulder height, you can gather two beautiful handfuls of chi and draw them round to the front, shoulder height and width, and then send the chi back from your fingertips, from the middle finger, straight through center of, just in between your eyebrows. Between the eyebrows and the top of the nose, there's a point there called yin tang. Send the chi deep in through yin tang. Fill your brain. Imagine your brain illuminated by chi. Every cell in the brain working well. All functions returning to perfect working order. The subconscious returning to helpful, perfect working order. Drift the elbows down and let the hands come underneath the armpits. Just lightly touch the side of the body. There's a point here called Da Bao. When you touch it, you can send chi deep inside your chest. Imagine injecting this chi deep into the core of your chest. This chi deep inside that you're filling up now supports your lungs, supports your heart, your spleen, pancreas, liver, and kidneys. So heart and kidneys, they're like the mum and dad of your organs. Imagine the kidneys gently flowing chi up the back. It cools your heart. Gently let the heart chi flow down to warm the kidneys. Perfect harmony between the two. Gently connected. Chi flowing up from the kidneys to the heart, chi flowing down from the heart to the kidneys. This perfect harmony of chi deep inside the body. And when the mum and dad are happy and working well together, the rest of the family works well too. So we harmonize the heart and kidneys, feel them connected. It makes us feel safe inside. And then all of the other organs working well. Just drift the fingertips backwards, point them to the horizon behind you, and then let the back of the hands move towards the front of the body. Turn the palms over. Little swoop with the hands, move them forward, sweeping chi out into the blue sky. And then bring some chi back for yourself. So again, traditionally it'd be left hand for guys, right hand for ladies, but it doesn't really matter. We gather this beautiful ball of chi And then we squeeze it from the palms, deep inside Du Qi, deep inside the belly. Hold all this Qi deep inside lower dantian. Store this Qi deep inside lower dantian. Hold it. This is the kind of power source that powers your whole body, keeps your body well, keeps everything functioning well. Imagine you can draw this Qi up your spine into your brain, move it up your spine to your neck and your shoulders, down into your arms. Keep the spine filled with Qi, the ribs, the whole of your upper torso, middle and lower torso. Move the Qi into your hip joints, down into your thighs, into your knee joints, down into your calves, into your ankles and Achilles. Fill the feet with Qi, an abundance of energy throughout the whole body and all of the body in perfect working order. All functions of the body return to perfect working order. All functions normal. All functions of your body normal. Feel that information in your body. Everything returning to perfect working order. Hey, sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes your body is slow, but every day, a little step in the right direction, cell by cell, muscle by muscle, bone by bone, tendon by tendon, whatever it might be, gently getting better every day, healing every day. Keep this positive trajectory. You can do it. I have faith in you. You can heal yourself. I know you can. I've seen hundreds of people do it. Why not you? Let it happen. Let it be. Anything can heal just in a moment. Anything can heal in a split second. The universe can change. It can be you. It's not something that only other people can do. It's something that you can do. Okay, turn the hands gently around the belly. 3 anti-clockwise circles. The anti-clockwise circles just sort of gather Qi in, hold any excess energy, store it deep in the belly. And then we can turn 3 in the opposite direction, and that just sends a signal to the body. We've come to the end of our practice. Time to close down, time to reset the body. We have to kind of reset our body to face daily life because we've been out in the stars, out in the universe. Now we have to come back and kind of settle back in our body. So that just brings us back into ourselves, ready for our daily life. And so as you stand here, just imagine your Wei Qi layer. So the Wei Qi layer is about an inch around your skin. Around the skin, the whole body encased inside this wonderful healing Qi layer, protective Qi layer. So imagine yourself glowing with Qi, protecting you. And then around you, a Qi body about a meter above, below, back, front, side, left, right. This wonderful Qi body, it protects you, but it also connects you to the outside world as well. So just view yourself, imagine yourself, this incredible being of light inside your Qi fields, safe, happy, well. Everything in the body, perfect working order. All functions normal. All functions of the body normal. Big smile on your face. Let the hands relax down by your sides. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Put a big smile on your face. Stretch out, move anything that might need a little bit of a stretch. Good, and then we always finish our Qigong set by saying Hao La. So Hao La in Chinese means everything is good already. So all of these things we've been talking about, already done, already sorted. Hao La, good already. So we'll say it 3 times. We put our hands in the air. I count 1, 2, and then we say Hao La together. So hands up. 1, 2. Hao La. 1, 2. Hao La. Last time. 1, 2. Hao La. In Deng Qigong, we have a special salute. Right hand facing up, left hand facing down. You just draw the fingers together, curl them in, and then put the thumbs on top and the bottom. Thank you very much for being with me. I know you can do this. Have a fantastic healing and keep on doing it. Keep on doing it very soon. All well. Thank you.